Welcome back to Life Lanes, everyone, the Brotherly Guide. We're your hosts, Justin and Dom Mazza, and today I'm going to introduce my friend Joe. I met Joe through LI Kick. We've been friends and teammates ever since. Joe's a coach and a director of sports by day and has a passion for videography in the WWE by night. So, without further ado, now standing at a sexy 6 foot evening, weighing in at 225 pounds of muscle, the man himself, Joe. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on? Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys.
Awesome,
So,
Joe. Thanks for joining. I love the swag, the LI Kick shirt.
yeah, this was I couldn't find the one from the first time I was on your team, but I knew exactly where the second one I was on your team. I knew I had to wear that for you.
Yeah. So, Dom, quick story about how Joe and I met. We had a brand new league of kickball in Long Beach. It was literally like 2 seasons full. And Joe's team was, I don't want to say bad vibes. They were medium vibes. They weren't like the best team to be around, and they were also not the best team. So they were kind of like
So
stuck in the
mid,
middle. Yeah,
mid.
mid. All right, I'm not cool. I'm not
That's
young enough for mid.
well,
Um,
I'm right there with you, but that's a very good description.
Mid. They were a mid team. They were the green team. And me and Joe just like hung out at the bar one time, and I was like, dude, like, kind of not a fun team, but you're a fun person. You just want to come and play my team, and
Dang,
just kind
that's kind
of.
of fucked. You poached him.
Oh, I poached Joe, straight up poached,
Oh,
but
he did.
it's an appreciation poach because Joe, I don't think was coming back for many more seasons if it continued to be mid.
That's very true. I've said it numerous times. I credit you specifically and Kitty for bringing me, getting me a stick with that kick because my team that I was with, like they were my main social circle at the time, and they weren't coming back till potentially the fall, and they ended up not coming back. Um, on the way to the bar that day, um, Kitty said something that kind of like got like piqued my curiosity. She said, there are bigger fish out there than here in Long Beach. So it was, the competitor in me was like, I kind of want to know what those bigger fish are like. But I was like, yeah. Then at the bar, me and Justin are vibing. I wasn't sure how Justin felt about me at the time, but we just kept vibing and vibing and vibing. And then he just was like, you coming back? I was like, I don't know. He's like, yo, come join my team. And I haven't looked back ever since.
You're like, oh my
Yeah,
god, I wonder if he likes me.
I
I kind
did.
of was. I kind of was, though, because, like, prior to that, any, like, little conversation we had, I was like a third wheel that, like, kind of got one little sentence in, and he was kind of like, yeah, okay. But then I was like, I'm not sure how
You're
this
like,
guy
fuck,
feels
I
about
blew
me,
that
but
one.
yeah, but then like that day at the bar, that was the first time I really got the LA Kick experience too, though, because like anytime me and my team went to the bar, it was kind of like any other adult social sports going to a bar. Like you kind of go, you hang out with your team. You might have friends on the other team, you might hang out with them a little bit, but we were always like in our corner. And I remember like kind of looking around, like how is like all these people in yellow and black and gray shirts all hanging out with each other, and that was like I was the only one that went to the bar that day, and it was me, Justin. It was like all different colored shirts, and that's like just natural for LIK. That's the first time I really got that actual experience, which is very new to me when it comes to adult social sports. I mean, now I've been in it for going on 2 years, and it's very commonplace now. But I think that's one thing that's very unique about that league, and very special about that league.
I love that. Yeah, it's awesome, Joe. So Dom, we played European handball last season together. We lost in our championship game, but I maybe because I wasn't there. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yep.
But but Joe and I had always like Joe is definitely a scorer, and Dom, we'll be locked down the defense. We know our roles sometimes, and I would just be dishing Joe assists left and right. Like we just had a good thing going, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say that you definitely gave me when you were there. You gave me more than half of my goals. Like you always like, and every time you always say like, I'm probably not gonna shoot it. Just find out that area, I'm gonna give it to you. And it happened every time. So
Yeah,
and also. Also, that's another thing I got to credit you for because I wasn't even thinking about playing European handball when they brought it in, and you were the one that sent me a message like, "Are you interested in European handball?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." The only reason I even said it is because we were talking about how we hadn't been on the field together, and I did it to play with you, and then of course that didn't happen because somebody got traded before we
Yeah,
could do that.
I was
But
traded.
yeah,
I was traded for a money in
uh,
the bank. Yeah,
pretty much. But we
Can't
got, but,
keep
you
up
know,
with these politics.
it came back full circle. We finally got back on the field together. I mean, like it was the first time we had been back on the field since our second season together. So it was good that like I finally the whole reason I did it was to play on your team. So I'm happy that
that's
we
awesome.
did make that happen.
This guy's my hype man right now. Tom, I was so we started European handball. I joined Joe's team and I got there and put on a different shirt. And they're like, "What the hell?" And I was traded for, I believe, a 3 goal advantage is what they got. The other team.
Yeah.
They started 3-0.
It's kind of weird that your league can do that.
We don't. It was kind of like we just didn't. Yeah, shouldn't have done it. But Joe, like I guess so. Talk to me a little bit about like your career because I know you work in sports and I don't know exactly what you do, but I love to know that. And just like, why do you love sports so much? Why is it such a big part of your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get out of the way that I also work a maintenance job, but whatever about that. But my main job, the job I have the most passion in is I'm a director and a coach of a sports program for kids. Pretty much after school, we have a bunch of classes. There's gonna be a football class, have volleyball, baseball, basketball, whatever you name it. We have a bunch of them. We have multi-sport classes for the kids. Um, and I've been working for that program for 13 years. A couple of years ago, they finally they asked me if I wanted to move up to director, and I just took the bull by the horns at that point. Um, and it's really just been like really rewarding because like I've reached a point where like I could just be hanging out in Rockville Center. I hear Coach Joe, look, it's Coach Joe. I'll be walking randomly. I hear my name coming from a window from a kid that I coached, and it's like it sounds corny. It's not something I ever thought I would really care about, but it's really just kind of become something that like as it happens, like wow, like I'm that guy, and also I think the coolest thing for me so far was a couple of years ago. You both went to Holy Trinity, right?
Dom went to
I did not.
Chaminade and I went to Trinity.
All right, Dom, you'll like the story way better than Justin's gonna like the story. I think he knows what I'm about to say though. So a couple of years ago, I got to see one of my oldest groups of kids. Um, I got to record them playing a game. They went to Chaminade and they beat Holy Trinity. Um,
Yeah,
but
fuck Holy Trinity. What's
Justin,
even your
Justin and I
team
went,
name, bro? What's Holy
Justin
Trinity's
and I
team
went back
name?
and forth. Are they the
Justin.
Knights?
What are we?
Are they,
Yeah.
yeah,
Titans.
Knights, Titans. I knew somewhere.
Titans.
You guys are the
I was
Fri-
heading in that
Are you the
direction.
Friars?
We're the Flyers.
No, that's St. Anthony's.
Oh,
Flyers
Friars,
and St.
Flyers.
Anthony's.
The Flyers.
Yeah.
And all right, hold on. So you know what our school newspaper was called? It was
The
called
Flying
I like
Dutchman.
the
no, it was called the Tarmac.
The Tarman.
Yeah, it's kind of clever.
It's not
I
bad.
didn't do shit with it, but I thought that was pretty clever. All right, continue, Joe. Sorry for that segue.
It's all good. But I think that was actually the coolest moment that I got to see because like for all those kids that I got to record their game, like I said, that like one of them is my favorite kid that I ever coached of all time, and he's actually playing D1 lacrosse. But afterwards, I was able to um get a picture with them and like to just like reflect on like I was like one of the ones that started them on this path to being a varsity football starter, or some of them second string they started this year. I think that was like I think that was like the coolest thing to like when you come to reality that like you were the first one and they just continued and continued and continued like based off of what you like passed down to them. Or even another one similar to that, like where I do this job, it's in Rockville Center. So yeah, we have Southside High School, and some of that kids that I coach now work for me, but they were also on the Southside football team, and they made it to the Long Island Championship this year. And I got a chance to go down and see them play in the Long Island Championship. They lost at the end, but it was still like it was someone just asked me the quarterback was one of my kids back in the day, and like one of his friends like, is it weird knowing that you were his first coach? And I'm like, well, now that you pointed that out, yes, it kind of is, but also it's just like really cool to see all those kids and like me remembering them when they were 5 and 6, like just getting started with all this.
Joe, what sports do you play with LA Kick right now?
With LA Kick,
I guess going into next season. That's a tough question.
going into next season, I'm doing my first season of fast pitch kickball. I'm doing cornhole, and this is gonna be my first time doing cornhole too, and of course European handball.
Nice. We call Joe a lifer, and we love lifers.
So
Sounds
that
like
was my story.
like a
success
scummy
story.
business term.
Little cult.
We got him hooked for life.
Well, that's the one that actually catches me. I think that it was like the first time I met Andrea. Me and her were just talking. She was like asking me how long I've been. I'm like, it was only like my third season. I was like, I play Tuesday and Thursday. She's like, oh, all right, welcome to the cult. I was like,
Yeah.
oh great.
Dom, you
I
know
guess
Andrea, AP.
Tee shots.
Oh, dude, you remember that? T-shots. It's a great nickname,
Yeah.
T-shots.
I like her. She's cool.
She's good
That was
vibes.
I think that was the moment I kind of decided to submit. I actually am an LI Kick guy.
We love it. Yeah, I wonder, Dean, do you have any comparisons of being a coach, or is that putting you on the spot?
In comparisons, in what sense?
I guess like you're coaching with track and field, right?
Yep.
Are they? I guess it's a little different, but like, do they go to college for it? I guess is like the next step, and there's no other. Well,
Yeah, I mean the biggest goal as a coach is one. I would say one, for them to enjoy the sport and like grow as a person, but number two, if what's up?
That's such a corny answer.
Yeah, it is a corny answer, but I think it's accurate. But then number two, yeah, I mean you just want to help them get
number two.
number two. In my
Number two.
if they're talented, like just the number one goal is like setting them up to get the most money as possible in college. So, yeah.
One of Dean's track mates ran at Duke, and we played soccer together. Maybe you remember him, Justin. Dylan Murphy. Do you remember him?
Name sounds vaguely. Was he good at soccer, or was he just fast?
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good. Yeah.
He was good. He got cut from soccer, which that's a whole. I mean,
better at running.
Big problem with sports today, especially in high school level, is they have a lot of JVB teams because so many parents have gotten soft in the past decade and complain when their kid doesn't get make the team. So now they have like multiple levels because parents just spend thousands and thousands of dollars on youth sports. So when they get to high school, they can't come to terms with the fact that the kid's not that good. So, for example, like my relay, 4x8 relay that I was on, all four of us got cut from soccer as freshmen. And if we were all like fringe, like borderline cuts. So if there was JVB and all that, when we were there, we all would have been on like the JVB team.
What does JBB stand for?
JVB, like like junior varsity, but not.
Oh.
They have like
B team.
some schools have like 3 teams now.
C team.
So yeah, and they do practice squads now more. So kids who really have no business being on these sports, talent wise, are on it. I'm just being honest. Like Brett Winders, for example.
Whoa!
It's one of our friends, Joe.
Their squad lacrosse. He still like walks around saying he played for Chaminade. Like, it's a problem.
It's a problem. It's an epidemic.
It is.
It's a fucking problem.
I'm just being honest, but for us, yeah, the four of us, Dylan Murphy being one, two-time national champion, four-time All-American, ran 149 in the 800, goes and runs at Duke, gets a full ride pretty much.
So it's tattooed on your arm? Jeez.
No, I memorized times.
Tyler, you saying times, we don't really have perspective.
What's the reference point? Like, that sounds fast. Yeah.
For a high school runner running 149 in the 800 is ridiculous. So it's like it's equivalent in my eyes to breaking 4 minutes in the mile.
Did you cry, Dean, when the marathoner just passed away? Some random dude. I don't know his name.
I don't watch track.
Oh.
I don't love track.
You just are.
Well, oh, go ahead.
Go down.
Well, I was gonna pivot from this marathon runner that Tyler obviously Justin has no idea who he is.
I guess not. I don't know.
I read that he was in a car accident and lost control of his car.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know he was in a car accident. I didn't know what happened. Supposedly they be slated to break the record. I know the record's sub 4 or whatever it is, but
no,
sub 2.
It was for a sub 2 hours.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was trying to break sub 2 hours, trying to be the first person to do that.
I know what I'm talking about.
Cooking with Chris played basketball, and his high school coach is an assistant for the Lakers now.
It's pretty impressive.
Pretty good, right? He worked his way up there.
Come on, Joe. You got to get on this now. We got to get a Knicks head coach.
I'm working on it. I try to avoid basketball classes if I got this.
What sports did you
like growing up? My first sport that I fell in love with was football. After that, I did baseball because my dad wouldn't let me play lacrosse. And then my dad found one of my football teammates' dad basically told him, like, this is like everybody on that team is playing on this team right now. So finally, like, he convinced me. So I played lacrosse all the way up through high school. In high school, I also did wrestling, and I did track for a year, for a couple of years in high school also. But then I got to that point where I had to make a decision between track and lacrosse, and my health teacher was my track coach, so that kind of made the decision for me.
Joe, so Dom and I are what we consider short kings. And, Dom, I was talking to Dad. He's like, you're not short, you're average. I'm like, not anymore, man. Like, everyone's just getting taller around us. We're just hanging out.
Average is 5'9".
All right, so we're just below average. It's not bad. We'll take it.
We had this discussion last time we talked about height, was that America is just too much of a melting pot.
It's true. Well, my question to Joe is, like, he's only 6 foot. But, like, to me, you're a big guy, Joe. But I'm just curious, like, growing up, were you considered a taller or big guy? Or is it just, like, normal height?
Growing up, I was considered one of the taller guys until I got to high school. Actually, funny enough story, my best friend growing up, we always played, like, we played football together. Whenever we played, we always played the same position. So if it was, like, defensive tackle on one side, he was defensive tackle on the other side. Defensive end, tight end, whatever it is. We always played opposite each other. And everybody would always compare us. And one year I'd be taller, 1 year he'd be taller. We kept passing, and then we got to high school, and he kept going, and I just stopped at 6 foot.
Man, I wish. 6 foot sounds great.
I wish it was a little bit taller.
I wish it was a baller.
I wish I had girls who were good. I would call her.
Yeah, good job, everyone.
Justin, how much money would you pay to be 6 feet? Would you pay over? All right, you could finance.
Yeah, give me over under. Okay?
Would you pay over $50,000?
Yes, done. Like, that was well under what numbers in my head.
Oh my god! All right, would you pay? Would you pay over $200,000? No,
I don't think so. Wait, can I have this height growing up? Can I be on that trajectory? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have hit 6 foot as a teenager?
No,
Then yes.
it's today.
It's now? Oh, then yeah. No. I would under 2. 50 sounds like a lot now when you're breaking it down. For
Yeah,
me.
dude.
It just feels, I don't know, man. Taller people just have it easier in life.
Yeah.
No arguments on this side.
See?
Could be-
Yeah.
We could be shorter though.
Could be
I thought I
shorter.
was gonna be 6'5" because my dad's 6'5".
Ah.
That wasn't in the cards for me yet. But I'm still 36. And I'm still killing it on the field. So there's a little bit of a difference there.
Joe is an intimidating person on any field. It's just like this big.
Well, he's
thick
6
dude.
foot 225. That
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
pretty intimidating.
Well, you know what? Speaking of me being intimidating, we had Midnight Madness last Saturday night. And you know, for anybody who wants to know, it's a tournament that starts at 10 p.m. It went till 2 at night. And our team won the championship. Afterwards, I'm talking to the goalie on the other team. I meant to actually wear the medal, but it's over there. Anyways, the goalie, I'm talking to like the other team, telling like saying, hey guys, you guys did a great job. It was awesome playing with you. And you know, the goalie actually said there was a call. Sal called me in the crease on one and it was a bad call, and I got really angry and I like launched two goals like from like 5 feet away from the crease because I'm like, you're not calling it again. But the goalie actually said to me like, I kind of wish that guy didn't call crease on you because you were scary enough without him getting you mad. Now I got this tall black dude jumping at me. Well, and you threw the ball hard, and then you threw all night. And I'm like, don't take my shot away. Leave me alone.
It is scary when I see you or BJ coming at me with a ball in hand. I'm running the other way. I'm just going to put it out there.
I mean, BJ is a big dude, and he's pretty reckless. My first handball game, I had a collision with him, and I don't think he expected me to actually jump with him. So I actually caught the better of it. And he came to me later. He's like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I just didn't back down from you." Is all that happened. I was like, "Look, we can probably do that again. You'll probably be like get the better of every time." I don't think you were expecting that I was gonna go with you.
Yeah, BJ Dom is a bigger black guy. It's just like
he's a lefty, right?
Yeah, he's a big lefty.
He is a lefty.
Yeah, he's an intimidating force.
And he, like me, is not afraid to throw all that weight around.
Joe, what you have one brother, is that right? What's your siblings? Or one sister?
Have one sister.
One sister, yeah.
Yeah, 7 years older than me.
7 years older, wow.
7 years older. That actually kind of brings up something I wanted to kind of touch on. So for us, like I feel like we were always somewhat close, but never really. Aside from like our sports teams, which are all the same, we never really like connected on a lot until like we got older. I was wondering, you guys only being 2 years apart, was it different for you guys? Like, was it easy for you guys to like connect like on different levels growing up with the closer age difference?
Dom?
Yeah, I mean, we were involved in similar activities. Like, we did karate both growing up, and we both played soccer growing up, and we both trained MMA growing up. We both did Hero Clicks, big part of our life. Both big grasshopper nerds. Joe, so there was a time, I don't know if Justin talks about this part of his life.
Not with me, has it?
Ian, bring up some Hero Clicks.
There was a time in Justin and I's life where we were big comic book nerds that didn't read comic books. He read a little bit of comic books. I read nothing. But we would go every Sunday to this comic book store and play this little miniature game with adults.
Wait, I have some. You're Spider-Man.
That was fun.
These are mostly new.
Yeah. Yo, pull up.
I'm not gonna lie, I am geeking out right now.
Dude, pull up Kingdom Come Green Lantern. It was the fucking sickest piece. Yes. Dude, the
Oh,
top
that's
left.
pretty cool.
Yes. Dude, with the fucking sword. Oh, yeah.
So, Joe, this game was just like all about comic books, obviously, but you'd play it on these boards.
$113 for that
Yeah.
piece.
You'd play on these boards, and they have like stats, and as they take damage, you would turn them a certain way, and eventually they die. But we would spend, to Dom's point where he's going, probably too much money on these
Well,
things.
it
But
wasn't the money. It was just, a lot of time. And we played this game, Star Wars, which is similar with miniatures. Really, what I was getting at is Justin's a big nerd. No, but we did a lot of
we all
similar
are
things
somewhere.
growing- Yeah, we did a lot of similar things growing up, and then, we were pretty close in high school. I mean, definitely not as close as we are now.
You guys had
And
your
then-
growing pains when we
Yeah, I
were.
think we had the normal growing pains as any siblings do.
Yeah.
I think we were competitors early on when it came to like sports or school or anything. And then as we got older, we just became more friends, like better friends, like counting on each other for things, tougher conversations.
Yeah, I
That
think
kinda
once
stuff.
we got to college, and then we stopped spending so much time with each other. That kind
We
of
liked each other more.
Yeah,
And then,
I
and
feel
then
like with me it was like, yeah, I feel like with me it was kind of different. Like, like we had that time at home, like, or we were like going to church or whatever it is. But like, well, when you think about it, it's like when I was at football, she was at dance. When she was at Girl Scouts, I was at Boy Scouts. When she was at, like, we always were like we both played the trumpet. She's actually the reason I got into the trumpet when I did. But it was like weirdly enough, even though we were living in the same house at that time, she was like a senior. She was in high school. I'm in elementary school, just starting out. She's over here being a drum major, going to band camp, and I'm over here like, all right, I'll play it when I'm in class, like and everything. I mean, I loved it, everything, but it's like, like people really mistake us for like having been as close as we are now, like our whole lives. Like I think it kind of came organically when we were adults, we had more we could actually relate to at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think, uh, especially as you get older, you just have more things to count on for each other. And like, it's good to have someone in your corner, right? And it's nice to have a sibling there. We have, Joe, just so you know, our dad is an identical twin. He has also a sister who's around the same age, but has a brother who 9 years older, Dom, maybe something like 7 years older, 10. So like he always talked about his brother, the older brother, being more like a father figure because of the age gap. And like, I mean, 10 years, like that's different cartoons, like altogether. You
I
know?
would disagree about the father figure part.
When you're
of
when
it.
you're 10, he's 20, and like 20, he's 30.
Yeah, but there's more to being a father than the age. Our uncle was
Agreed.
involved in some mischievous things, we'll say. growing
Never
up.
became a cop. Yeah.
Hey,
Illegal.
I know plenty of people that became a cop that I have stories about.
Joe, when we were talking about the show notes a bit, you wanted to talk about travel.
Yes. So, just wondering, well, so, and I've done a little bit of stalking on your Facebook, so I saw you both do some traveling with Justin. I know you travel for work and everything, and I was wondering, what's it like comparatively when you travel for work versus like traveling strictly for pleasure?
I'm probably out of the state a third of the month in some sort of shape or form. So like last week I was in DC, but it was for 36 hours. Tomorrow I'm leaving for the Dominican Republic to join LA Kick down there until Saturday. So, and I guess that's work too. But I think pleasure, I'm probably taking.
That's not work. Let's.
I don't get.
Yeah.
I get paid for LA Kick.
Okay, but you're going down.
Is your wife going with you?
No, Lindsay's not coming.
You go.
Well,
You're
that's
going down
nice.
to the Dominican Republic to do what?
For seminars from 8 to 5:30 every day.
What kind of
That's work.
seminars? How to
marketing, how to not lose a customer, all these different things.
Why does
There's
it need to be in
like
the Dominican
200
Republic?
people.
Why in the
That
Dominican
sounds like
Republic?
it could be online.
We had it in Kansas City last year. I don't know why they chose the DR. It seemed like a little excessive.
It's because people wanted a vacation. I get it.
I was gonna say,
I mean, I get it.
What are you gonna do? But I think Joe, Dom and I have always traveled at a young age. Like our parents were really awesome to make us travel, and then we just started loving it, and it's been a lot of fun to do that. But we're getting obviously married this year, so we don't have too many personal trips lined up besides our honeymoon, which we're away for just over 2 weeks. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely traveled more when I was younger.
It's expensive.
It is, and that plays a big role into why I did it more when I was younger than right now. I mean, I do every once in a while like to get away. Like I haven't been out of the country in almost 10 years, probably. Actually, it's been 11 years. But it's definitely good to just, for me, generally, I'm used to Long Island. I'm used to like pretty much every part of New York. There's nothing new in New York, just as far as like lifestyles go. From my perspective, so it's not like nice like when you get to like way away. Like I think I'm just gonna use Louisiana for example. I have family down there. Maybe like the last time I went there, I didn't even spend a lot of time in New Orleans, but the whole entire lifestyle is just completely different. It's like it's just a whole new feeling, even if it's just for like 3 to 5 days. It's definitely cool to just get away and just live a different life for a little bit.
I do think when you travel, you come back to your home base either really appreciative of what you have, or oh my god, what am I doing here? Like I always have this
Yeah.
sense one way or the other, just depending on where I just came back from. So it is cool to compare where we're going down to North Carolina for I think 4 days to visit my colleague in March, and it's a place like I'm thinking about moving to long term, and I kind of constantly want to keep trying out like, hey, does it feel like somewhere I could live? So I mean, you have to start traveling like that to if that's something that's on your mind, right? You have to go try it out here and there.
Yeah, test out, see what it is you're getting into for sure.
Tyler, can you
I
pull
think
up where young professionals are moving to? I'm just curious.
Austin.
I'm asking Tyler or Dean.
I'm just taking guesses.
Let's do
I'd say a
age
decent-
25 to 35.
I'd say a decent amount of them are moving to North Carolina.
Yeah, Austin. I would say Raleigh and Charlotte. I
Florida.
would still say Florida. Yeah, the young
Absolutely.
professionals.
you guys are totally off.
What?
All right, hold on.
Ow.
Wait. What's the age? What's the age?
This age is it's Gen Z. It's the
Ah,
new workforce.
What age is Gen Z? Is that younger than us?
yeah.
That's
They're
definitely younger
moving
than us, bro.
places. I thought they're still in fucking diapers.
They're moving.
I will say so. It's a list of 25. On this list are some of the places you guys named, but they're not even in the top. They're the first one. I guess you guys named is number 9.
All right. These
Are
are
they
cities?
cities or states? Yeah.
Cities.
All right, hold on.
Dom, you go, then I go, and then Joe goes.
I'm gonna guess New York.
So on there's two. There's one that has actually. There's one that has what the one I'm going right off right now is U.S. News. There's one article that has New York as Williamsburg as number 1.
Let's go.
Williamsburg,
But I'll
Brooklyn.
pick off of this list for now, and actually, there's no New York on it at all.
Okay.
Fuck. Justin, you had all this time to think of.
I know. I'm gonna go left field. I'm gonna go San Antonio.
What the
It
fuck
was
is
left.
that?
It was left field.
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's pretty
not on it.
right,
right.
actually.
Joe.
Man,
I got another
I'm
guess.
still a little bit. I'm a
You
little
can't
hurt
get
with this.
worse than San Antonio.
It's not even on the list.
I'm gonna I'm gonna take another shot to say Atlanta.
Oh, I got a good one. Fuck.
Let's see. Nope. Actually, Atlanta is number 24 of 25.
Woo, just snuck
that-
in there.
I got one. I got one.
Alright, what about Miami?
Miami is not on the list.
Tampa.
Tampa is not on the list.
What? Where are these people going?
Dude, what fucking cities are there? Like Boise and shit? Some
Yeah,
bullshit
like
one?
yeah, some Nebraska. Pull it up.
Milwaukee.
No.
Seattle.
I'm
Portland,
I'm just trying to
Oregon.
grab one more.
So
Jacksonville.
Portland is on it. So San Jose, San Fran, Boulder,
Oh,
Colorado,
Hayes, yeah.
Colorado,
Huntsville.
Huntsville.
Sarasota.
5 people.
Seattle is on it. Sorry. Sarasota, Charlotte, DC, Raleigh, Boston,
A
San
lot of
Diego.
Florida.
Who's moving to Honolulu?
Oh, Tampa's on there.
Tampa's
Okay,
number
Tampa's-
20.
Yeah, damn.
And then Atlanta's
Yeah,
24.
look,
So the other one,
I just pulled Milwaukee out of my ass, though, to be honest.
There was a lot of Florida.
let's
Florida.
go for
Colorado too.
Yep.
Some of those are expensive. Where these kids getting the money?
Forbes,
Listen,
Iowa. This is saying Iowa,
Des Moines.
OPC,
Oh.
Ohio,
How cheap the homes are.
Minneapolis, Kansas City. Yeah, this is really going off of like where young people should move. Nashville, Colorado.
Baltimore's expensive. I know. Not a city I'd like to move to for $400K.
I have family down there.
Joe, is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
I would like to approach on this subject that you and I are both talking about.
Oh, let's do it.
Please.
Let's get
do it.
sensitive.
All right, so we wanted to like ease into this, but now we're just gonna rip the
Just-
band-aid off.
Mm.
Justin was asking me about what it's like to be in sports as a black man surrounded by a bunch of white people. And one thing he's absolutely right about. There are a lot of white people in LA Kick to the point that that me and Dion and Joe Pond, a few other black people said that we weren't going to make a tournament team one day. It's just going to be all black people. We're just going to call it For the Culture. So,
You guys would dominate.
yeah, we would. But generally to get serious about it, about like just the subject in general, one thing like I think growing, I was actually talking about with my friend like very recently. In my first football team, I was the only black person on that team. And then like I had my second one, it was like three of us, and then it was like for years it was me and just one other. When it was lacrosse, it was 1 year of me and one other black person. I was the only black person on there. Long and short of it, like I kind of grew up with that just kind of being naturally the reality of, I guess, where I was living, and I've come to find that, in a lot of different ways, I think sports is like the most welcoming thing that I do um to bringing different races together, whether it is white, black, Hispanic, whatever it is. I feel like no matter who it is, once you guys get on that same team together, like all that stuff's kind of thrown out the window. It's not even on your mind really. Like you guys are all really getting together for one common goal. Like it turns into a real brotherhood in sports. Like whether you're on the same team or if your opponents. Like to me at least, I'm not saying it doesn't happen on the field. I'm sure it does, but in my experience, it's really like that's just not something that's ever really affected me. I'm so used to like it being that way and just like still naturally being able to come together with everybody.
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so hard for us to comment because we are so. This is not our subject matter, right?
I mean, that's fair. That's just like that is where I kind of fall on the range. But I think also I brought up to you just in my like obviously you and I became great friends, but like along with you, I'd say the closest people that I've gotten to, aside from my girlfriend, of course, but is Dion, Kitty, and Steve Jankowski, and we all came in we all just like naturally came together. Me and Dion both being black, Steve and Kitty both being white, and we all just like naturally ended up gelling together. Came up with the name of the Core Four just because we are the only four of us that have stayed that have been in one way or another a part of the team that we formed. And now after the first season, whether we were a little bit separated, we've all been together. We've been like not only teammates, but like we've really become a family, and that's just kind of something that again, LI Kick kind of like naturally builds in a lot of people.
Yeah. I think what you mentioned there, Joe, like the four of you guys are all competitors at nature, like, right? And that's probably why you guys bond so well, because you guys really enjoy what you do on the field and then have the ability to build that culture off the field of just like hanging out, whether it be talking strategy or just going to the bar and having a drink. So that's so cool that, you know, literally like a sport, right? A ball and a field can do that for you and make you stick around. And you met your girlfriend through LI Kick, which is really cool.
I did. And that was one that I did not expect to happen. After that beer pong
Low key,
tournament,
I didn't know, and I felt me and Lindsay. I said something about like your Hinge profile, and Lindsay's like, "What the hell did you say that for?" And she's right there, and I'm like, "Oh, I had literally had no clue. I was so out of the loop just because I felt like such an asshole."
uh,
It's more than a
just found
game.
out that my his profile still exists. I thought I deleted it, but it's actually kind of funny. Funny you say that because the person that told me that said it right in front of them as well. I'm like, she's like, you should probably delete that. I'm like, it's off my phone. I don't care what's on
Yeah,
there anymore.
agreed.
Like,
I have one more question. I need help, guys. So
Wait. Go back. Real
Go
quick.
back.
Joe, did you ever watch Shane Gillis? Do you know who that comedian is?
I know of him. I might
Okay.
have heard some stuff from him.
Never mind. But he has a great skit about the Alabama football team and how it used to be all
Bear
white
Bryant.
guys on the team, and then they incorporated black guys on the team. It's a pretty
I
funny
feel like
one.
I have heard this. I'm
I'll
going to
have
definitely
Justin-
look it up.
I'll have Justin send it to you. It's like 5 minutes. It's hilarious.
I was just talking about it last night with someone. It's such a good skit.
He's just like they went from like we don't want them on our team to holy shit, the high school team's 4-0. Those are my brothers.
Holy shit! Go, baby, go!
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Send me that.
Dude,
I feel like
he's
it's
great.
kind of familiar though.
It's a good
You'll
one.
love him. He's really good. He's really good. So okay, so as part of what we have to do in the DR, I have to do some team video that announces me like they do in the beginning of the NFL, where it's like Justin Mazza, you know, the U, right, whatever. But I got to come up with a fun university slant towards LI Kick. What are your thoughts? Like LI Kickendale, LI Kick University. That's kind of a cop out. What do you guys got?
Ooh.
A sneeze? Just come off mute for a sneeze?
That was a laugh.
It
laugh?
It had to have the words "li" kicking it.
I think so. Honestly, I haven't watched the other ones, but I think it should.
Doesn't give you many options.
I agree.
Ooh.
LI Kickiversity? Yeah, I know. Or I could just
No,
totally.
I feel
about,
like
like,
there's gonna be so many of them that do that though. You're gonna
Yeah,
watch.
I could just be like
Sure.
Justin Mazza, you know, like something stupid.
You
or
do like
LI
li
kicking
kicking the
it, high
balls.
drive,
You should be original and do something that is not li kick.
or yo VIP, LI kick it.
You should just do Ligma University.
Ligma.
Ligma balls deck.
Please tell me you saw that cup.
I did not. That's gonna make a cut.
Even better.
I mean, I'm trying here.
It doesn't sound like you're trying, Justin.
I'm watching them. They're not very good. He went really hard.
No,
He said
yeah,
a lot.
but
I don't.
yeah, I think he did far too much, and I don't like that. He decided to
Yeah,
just
I don't
randomly
like
throw the
that.
Chiefs in there.
Dude, one of the people went like this, like selfie, like up. Jeez.
How many people are representing LI Kick?
There's 6 of us in the whole thing, but there's only one in this group, in this team, which is
Oh,
me.
so you're gonna be the only one doing this
Yeah.
LI. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. That makes it a little
Yeah.
bit more individual.
I'm just gonna own just like LI Kick. Done. I'll do a little southern accent. Justin Mazza, LI Kick.
As a matter of fact, I don't dislike it.
Eastern
guy-
Southern California
well.
University.
or like LI Kick Elementary.
LI
like the
Kick
elementary.
Elementary.
I like the elementary school one.
I kind of like that too.
Cool. Well, Joe, we're kind of at time. Thank you, buddy, for coming on. I appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Joe.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you, Dom.
And Dean.